Hello, hello. This is WOLFpak Live, and I'm your host, Wendy Fortino. I am here with an extremely special guest. I'm going to introduce him, and then we're going to get started with some fun stuff that we're going to talk about. But he is a Cuban-Australian combat sports veteran. He has accomplished so much. He has fought in
An American.
an American.
Check the flag at the back.
We're going to talk about that, actually. Cuban, Australian, American. It's like, so you have done everything. You have been everywhere. How do I even keep up? I don't know. But you are also a Olympian for Cuban. You fought, you did judo in the 2000 Olympics, which is super impressive. But you bring that judo background, and you are a world-class, extremely incredible MMA superstar and legend. And I'm so happy to have you. How are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Thank you for asking.
We Americans.
Yes. Nobody asks me that. So thank you. I'm doing good now.
I love the surname because it looks like you Italian background, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a Fortino. I am.
Yeah. I love Italians.
Thank you. See, you know what? The stars are. I wanted to ask you really fast. I have a video I want to show, but really fast, I want to ask, because I know you're all about signs. I am a Sagittarius. I don't really know much about how that aligns, but before we get started, just to make sure I know how this is going to go, does that align with someone who you feel like you're going to get along with? Sagittarius.
Well, this is one of the things why they took away. And it's funny because in the Bible, obviously I'm a philosopher and I study a lot about philosophy. And I needed to study philosophy because I needed to understand life in general. And it's through my studies, right? I remember when I was really deep in the church, how much hate astrology had in the past. We still, but it's a lot less than before. Before, talking about astrology would be like you talking about a demon, right? And through my studies and through all my knowledges, I understood that astrology is in the Bible. They just changed the word as a Maserah, but astrology is in the Bible. They just didn't want the people to kind of like know that astrology was in the scripture in the Bible. So astrology is one of the most influential things in the through the before the 1500s. Astrology was a main. You have to study astrology. All the philosophers they knew astrology, and a lot of people back then in the 1500s they knew about astrology. But they eradicate the astrology because they understood that we levels people's mind. It would go with relationships. Like, for example, like the first time that I asked you, it was like, what month are you? And then I figured it out. We figured out. Okay, so you are Sagittarius. So I knew from that point.
And then we crashed.
I knew from that point your character. And if I wouldn't knew that in the past, I wouldn't have so many failures in relationships and stuff like that, because I know exactly how characters, through the dates, through the signs, through the time they're born, how your character is gonna be. It had nothing to do with the person. It's just the person gonna fall for all these traits that through thousands and thousands of years, we they follow astrology. Put it this way: what year are we?
2025.
Do you know that the Egyptians, they were 5,000 years ago? How come we are not in 5,025? Right? So even the system clock back, because every every 2,000. 300 or every 2,500 it's inaccurate, right? Because nobody really can have that accurate of but every 2,000 plus years the whole world shifts and then they clock it back, and they change it into like the Roman Empire was in power at the time, so they change it to 2,000. They clock it back 2,000 years. That's why we are in 2025. But we actually, the life in general is being, nobody even know, because the Egyptians, they were here 5,000 years ago.
Yeah. I think you have unlocked like a magical part of your brain that not many people have unlocked. I want to talk about that some more, but I want to show you a little mini video so that our viewers can just have a little refresh. You can have a little refresh, and then we're going to get right back to this, okay?
He's got knockout power on both hands. He moves forward. He's an exciting fighter, and he fights a lot like Tyson.
Left hand, he's rocked. Currently going for the shot again. Full on ground and pace out for it. That's it. That's got to be. There's the stoppage, and that is it. Another dominant win for Hector Lombard. Looking for one more big blow.
Oh, you put it in everything. Very natural in the whole thing.
How wide the defense of Lombard is. It's so
You're a badass.
a good shot from Lombard.
Yeah, Brian episode is still talking shit about me.
Here goes Shongo.
What else is it?
Hector throws a few more for good measure. That's over. That was truly
Against Hector Lombard.
Oh, that was promotion. Promote by Thanks.
He's pretty proud of himself right about now.
Thanks. Promote that promotion.
Short left hand.
Promotion.
And again, reining in.
Another dominant win for Hector Lombard. Man, beautiful shot with the left hand.
You're such a freaking badass. Okay, so we're gonna get into everything else, but really fast, I just want to know: does this bring back just that fire, those memories? Like, tell me about that rush.
Which is starting, to be honest to you.
Yeah.
And this is why I keep saying to a lot of people, to don't shut your system. You get me? Don't shut your. But I don't want to talk about that. I just want to keep going with the flow with you. It is just the beginning. We just started. Me and saying, finally we partnered up and I signed with 11.
Yeah.
Fighting organization, which is like we're gonna start hard in here. And I hope you part of it.
Yeah.
You got Leo Sanchez, the legend.
I'm
Leo
in.
Sanchez, he ultimate. He almost won the belt too in the UFC.
Yeah, this is the official flyer right here. This is an awesome card, by the way.
Yeah. We got just La Rosa. I mean, like there's so much going on.
Yeah. Let's start here then. Tell me about your upcoming. We'll just jump right into that. Tell me about your upcoming event with 11FC. And we are definitely jumping ahead because there are a lot of other promotions that I want to talk to you about. But let's jump to what you're doing right now since you're just getting started. Tell me about 11FC, how you got into it, where your mind is at with this.
Yeah, well, finally, I think I will be treated fair. Unfortunately, other promotions haven't been treated fair. It's a lot of bias when it comes to me. Even with you, I'm pretty sure like they were saying, yeah, stay away from Hector. And I'm like, okay, you know what Hector has done, right? But that's the narrative. The narrative.
I don't listen to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. But because you're a Sagittarius, so that's why I knew like Sagittarius is the very free people, and Sagittarius is one of the very few people that can get along with Aquarius.
Good to know.
Aquarius is a very free mind. Obviously, my sign is the mind, right?
Mhm.
The mind. It's only one man in the whole astrological sign, and it's Aquarius. You know, you got twins, but there's only one sign that is that has a man, and
Yeah.
it's Aquarius.
Yeah.
No other sign has the man. So
Yeah.
I laugh when uneducated people they talk about the Aquarius is a crazy sign, this and that. How can a man be crazy? And how can a man be unrealistic? Right? You have the whole astrological sign. You got Pisces, you got Leo, but no one is a man.
Yeah.
No one is a man. So I can get along with Sagittarius. I can get along with Libra, which they
Mhm.
balance, right? I get along with Leos
Yeah.
if they are willing to work together.
Yeah.
If they are willing to, because Leos are very powerful,
Yeah.
and Aquarius are very powerful. Remember, you have the night, which is the night is ruled by Saturn. The night is ruled by Aquarius, and the day is ruled by Leos. Leos is the sun. That's why in August the sun is at the strongest because it's ruled by Leo.
Ooh, and that's when your fight is. Your fight is in August.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's
But
go.
I think I'm speaking in Chinese right now for the audience, and I don't want to get into it.
That's okay. This is coming from your heart. This is part of what guides your decision making. And I mean, for somebody who's lived everywhere, you fought with every single promotion. I think a lot of people want to know, like, inside your mind, like how you're like moving, like how you go from thing to thing and where your mind is at, what makes you create your like decision making. I mean, with this upcoming 11 FC fight that you have, and your decision to do that, talking about like being treated fairly, like tell me, what does that look like to you? Like, what does it look like being treated fairly versus in the past when you weren't treated fairly? Like, be open about that.
Well, I haven't been treated fairly. Put it this way. In the previous promotion, none of these guys that ever made weight.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I think it was my last fight. I was the promotion was promoted by the Game Bread, right? Which is like the really good people, the real people.
Yeah.
And Masvidal and the group, they told me, like, bro, this guy didn't make weight. And he's telling me in my face, Saro, his name is Saro. He's telling me in my face that he made weight. I'm like, bro, you didn't make weight. You didn't make weight. That's why I was so pissed with the guy. Because he didn't make weight, and he was telling the whole commission that he made weight when I know that he makes weight.
Yeah.
In the promotion before, when I was fighting for BKSC, I went down to 185. And at my age, it's very hard to cut so much weight. And I cut about 25 pounds. I cut down to meet the guy at 185.
25 pounds?
Yeah.
Wow. I
cut down to 185. And the guy didn't even check to the weight.
Wow.
The guy didn't even make the weight.
Wow. What do you think he was when you guys fought?
I know it was big as hell. Juiced up to the max. And I know he was juiced because the month before they sent him to my gym, and I slapping around, and I say, like, bro, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
They try to create a narrative against me, against my persona.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I am the biggest name in the company at the time.
Yeah.
So they been messing with me the whole time. They been messing with, that was the But no, that was UFC. I was
Yeah.
talking about the BKFC with the Juggernaut. When they made the guy jump over the ring.
Oh, yeah,
and
I have
punch him
that.
up.
Okay, I do have that, but I wasn't going to share it unless you brought it up.
Yeah. He was.
You know,
like,
Hector,
that guy.
Lorenzo Hunt in the ring. Oh, Jesus!
He actually didn't want to do that.
Oh, the fans him, attack you. What you gotta do?
Now,
I'm pretty sure
I'm
you
the one
gotta do the
who's
same
being
thing. Yeah, you shut your fucking
Check this
mouth.
out.
You
I'm
shut
the
your
one who's
fucking
being
mouth.
They grabbed me. Check this out. They grabbed me. So they allowed the guy to go and grab my belt. All this pathetic acting, because it's all called pathetic acting. It was set up, as that circus was set up to make me look bad. And I've been going through in every promotion that I fought. It's just unfair.
Yeah.
It's just unfair. It's just not right. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
But it's funny because, for example, Benaco, they only did that to me.
Yeah.
Nobody else. They had the guy grabbing my belt and they all hold me so he couldn't get his way. He couldn't look good. They had the guy jumping in the ring to be in my face.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want you to kiss me, bro. Stay away.
Yeah.
That's why I had to punch you out. You're too close to me, bro. I don't want to kiss you.
Yeah.
And you know, they're setting up all these traps and they're setting up all this bullshit.
Yeah.
For what? To make
Do you think
me
they're
look
scared
bad.
of you?
Who is organizing that? Obviously, the promoters.
Yeah. Do you think they're scared of you?
Huh?
Do you think that the fighters are scared of you?
Ooh, yo, just don't fight me. You get paid to fight.
Yeah.
Don't fight me, but I don't want anybody to fucking, make all that bullshit around me, around my persona. And then I'm the one to look, to look the bad guy when all this is being set up. So fortunately, and finally, I will get to fight in the fair arena.
Yeah. That's awesome. I know. That's what I'm so stoked to see, and I'm going to be able to see it in person. So I'm really excited. But I want to bring something up. Okay. While we're kind of talking about people fearing you and being afraid of you, I found something that I could not believe, Hector. Like when I found this, I was absolutely floored. My mouth was dropped. My jaw was dropped. I could not believe it. And I want to show, and I want to warn anybody out there who's watching, if you are sensitive to content that is disturbing, don't watch this. But this is freaking crazy. You're grappling that, okay? And you like, oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Yeah, look, this happened in the grappling match.
Tell everyone what just happened first.
This happened in the grappling match. Ruben is a good friend of mine now. And what happened was, like, we were grappling and we were both going for the leg lock.
Yeah.
He's gonna go and break my leg.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? If you don't tap when I'm kind of like, I got you, tap and you go for my leg, I'm gonna go and break your leg because it's your leg or my leg. He would have done the same thing.
But that's a thick, big bone. The tibia, you literally broke it with your bare hands. Like that's an impossible thing to do. I cannot believe you did that. That's nuts.
But look, whatever it is, it was hard, but my leg would have been broken.
Yeah.
You get me? My leg would have been broken.
Yeah.
So would it be a snap or not? But my leg would have been broken.
Yeah. No, you're.
So my point with this, now everybody's breaking legs.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was like unheard of. So everybody's just fucking saying like I'm the evilest guy, I'm the meanest guy. I'm just like, bro, I'm grappling and I'm not gonna pull my leg, because you're gonna go for my leg. I'm gonna break your leg before you break my leg. It's combat sports. Nothing personal. It's nothing like, you
Oh,
know,
no,
like I'm
this.
just this mean guy. But if you're going for your leg, you go for my leg, somebody's gonna fucking lose
No.
their leg.
It was fair and square. I mean, it was just
It is
crazy.
fair, but it's not fair when it comes to me.
Well, I mean, it was a fair match, and you guys were. It was like both of you were doing the same thing, and he didn't tap out, so you did what you had to do.
How long we
But-
got? Because I, you know, maybe I'm gonna have to go and charge my phone. Hold on. Let's see where it's
Okay.
charger here.
All right.
Hold up. Stay there. Looking for a charger.
Right. You're on your phone right now. All right, live TV. Everyone stand by. Let me know if you have any questions for Hector. We're going to share. We're going to share his page. So here we have Hector. And one thing that I want to talk to him about is an upcoming seminar in Chicago. So Chicago MMA, Saturday, May 17th, and it is at Chicago MMA from 11 to 1. We're going to talk to him about this. Striker, grappler, fan of controlled violence. It's going to cover judo for MMA, explosive takedowns, ground and pound positioning. Just for those of you who don't know, I did interview Mark Coleman, the pioneer of the ground and pound. So that's a awesome component to MMA that has continued on. Fight finishing mindsets. This sounds really, really cool. So we're going to talk to Hector about this once he gets his phone charged. I know, look at all those belts. Seriously, look at those belts. Now that he's not, I know, that is crazy. Hector, you took a break from the screen and we're looking at your belts. That's nuts.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. You'll have to tell us about those. So for those of you who don't know, Hector has fought for Pride, cage fighting, the UFC, Elite XC, Bellator. He's a Bellator middleweight champion, Australian FC, Eagle FC, bare knuckle, which personally I think is the craziest bare knuckle fighting. And he is now getting ready for the 11 FC, which is crazy because he's been fighting for 30 years now and he's just getting started, he says. So can't wait to talk to him more about that. But let's actually play this again. Are you charged?
I got the cord. Oh, you got the view.
Yes.
All American, baby.
Yes, all American.
We got more belts than that, you know. But that's just a little part of it.
Actually, tell me about being an American. You're very passionate about it. Tell me about
Let me say this. Once we lose America, it's over.
Tell me about it.
As I say,
that's it. That's all that needs to be said.
Once we lose America, it's over. So
yeah.
America is the last auction. And I see people over there judging and criticizing America. Mm-hmm. But once we lose America, we had nothing more. We had nothing more left. And the dictatorship and the communism that these countries have is just unreal. And it's funny because it's gonna be worldwide. It's not gonna be only in America. It's gonna be worldwide. It's what is coming is a regime. What is coming is a Cuba worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should stop getting more protective about America, and I think that stop loving America more than what you think. Okay, stop going to other places. Because
your audio is a little low. Can you turn your volume up? I don't know if that's possible. The thing about live TV is that you are all in this with us. So
How's it hurt now?
I can hear you. It's just a little bit low, but I don't want to stop you because you're in the middle of your thought. I mean, we could turn our volume up. Continue. Everyone is still here. Hector, you're very loved. Everyone is here for you, waiting to make sure that everything turns out good.
Better?
Ish. It's a little bit better. But continue, because it's just a little bit lower. It's not a big deal.
All right, because can't take it off, but
That's okay. I don't want your phone to die. We've been there, done that. We don't want that to, yeah. Let's keep your phone charging because I don't want that to happen. So you have been everywhere. You have been all around the world, and here you are. You've landed in Florida, and tell me about all of the places that you've been, and your perspective is really unique because a lot of people have opinions about things that they've never experienced, whereas you have opinions about things that you have experienced because you've been everywhere. So tell me a little bit about that, like being everywhere, landing in Florida, what brings you there, and what's your take on the differences?
I love America since day one.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful country, especially Florida. We live in a country where we had the rights to do so much. Other countries don't. Okay. Other countries don't have that chance to be like America. And for that reason, we should appreciate more America. You want to open up a business, you want to do whatever, you can. Now, where else you can do that?
Mm-hmm.
Where else you can be able to do that? Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the food is fucked up, but why I look like this?
Because you fast.
Stop putting the blame on other people when you should put the blame on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like I hate these people that always blame women.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good women and there is some bad women.
Yes.
Okay. Not every woman is bad.
Yeah.
And it's so you.
Thank you.
Listen, I haven't got a good ride because I was telling you, like, till I didn't learn astrology, I couldn't figure it out why my relationships were so bad.
Mm.
And besides me getting the knowledge and me getting more wise about, I understood that what is my problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's my problem because you don't gain a woman by giving a woman everything.
Yeah.
They won't respect you even if you give them everything.
Yeah.
You don't gain the respect from a woman if you give them everything. Otherwise,
Yeah.
none of these billionaires they will be cheating on.
Yeah.
You gain the respect from the women. When the women don't respect you, she don't respect you.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter if you have money. It doesn't matter if you give them everything. It's just this. You just not gonna get that respect. So people need, especially all these better people out there, need to stop talking about. Oh, I give her everything. I'm telling you that you don't gonna get love from a woman that she doesn't respect you. Doesn't matter if you a billionaire. Doesn't matter if she doesn't respect you, she doesn't respect you. And same with the food.
Mm.
You go to the supermarket, you're gonna get good food and you're gonna get bad food. You gotta read, brother. You gotta read. You gotta look.
Mm.
it is have a lot of sugar, if it is has a lot of additives in there, if it is bad or it's good.
Yeah.
Good, then you're gonna get bad.
Yeah.
Everybody drives,
Yeah.
but not everybody gets into an accident.
Really fast, can you try to unplug your phone, because I'm getting people saying your audio is low. Maybe if you have enough charge for like
I'm gonna talk for
15
a little
minutes.
bit. All right. So,
Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me hear you talk. Let me see if your audio is a little bit better. Okay, while you're doing that, Hector, I wanted to ask you something. So, as an athlete myself, what you're saying about astrology is interesting to me, because I personally, I find that I have this crazy connection to just my body and to the world and to my relationships. When I like take my fitness to the next level, anytime I'm like pushing myself, challenging myself through like dieting, training hard, whatever, there's this out of body experience for me that happens that is almost a spiritual feeling, and things seem like they make more sense. You are more clear-minded because you're taking yourself to this extreme place. And I don't know if maybe that's what happens with you. I know that you recently made a post about fasting, like you fast for like 5 days in a row. And it seems like there is also for you, like as a fighter and also somebody who goes to extremes, there's this like spiritual connection that you have when you push yourself. Would you say that's also part of it in addition to the astrology? Oh, we lost him. Well, we may never know. We're going to wait for him to log back in. But don't go anywhere. It is possible that he lost his connection. So stay with me. Don't go away. We're going to hopefully get him back on. While we're waiting for him, let me just play this clip one more time for those of you who maybe have joined a little bit later.
25-fight win streak. He's got knockout power in both hands. He moves forward. He's an exciting fighter, and he fights a lot like Tyson.
Left hand, he's rocked. Apparently going for the shot again. Full off ground and pays out. Lombard. That's it. That's got it. There's the stoppage, and that is it. Another dominant win for Hector Lombard. Looking for one more big blow. That might be it. That's it. How wide the defense of Lombard is. It's so quick. Dirksen is down. A good shot from Lombard. And here goes Shongo. Good shot by Shongo in this round. Hit the turn, let the bird bust it, make him swerve. Bang into the curb. Oh, word, we absurd, got the fire.
Hector throws a few more for good measure. That's over. That was truly
Against Hector Lombard. Overhand.
Pretty proud of himself right about now.
Short left hand, hammer.
Short left hand, and again reining in.
Another dominant win for Hector Lombard. Man, beautiful shot with the left hand.
And we're back. Perfect timing. Awesome. So we are back. Are you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now better?
Oh yes. I feel like we've been through a whole journey together just in like 35 minutes. It's been like a full blown journey.
It's being like I say, Sagittarius and Aquarius.
Yes, it was meant to be. See, no matter what, like it was going to happen. Like this is happening no matter what. Like nothing can stop us. Okay. I'm a determined woman too, by the way, if you haven't noticed.
Persistent, like I said to a lot of people, persistent is always win.
Bingo. Yes.
Like
you're learning this about me. Yes. I know this already about you.
Michael Jordan didn't born a champion.
Yeah.
He just was more persistent than the rest. And when the people were missing shots and giving up, he never give up. He keep going and he perfectionized. What makes the perfect is the unperfect.
So I don't know how much of that So I asked you this earlier. I'm gonna make it really short because everybody who's watching heard me ask this question. But I was just saying that as an athlete, I have almost like a spiritual connection when I dig deep. Like when I diet hard, when I'm training, when I'm doing cardio, and I push past that threshold, I have this crazy connection where things clear up for me. My relationships with people, what's going on in the world. I have these like crazy. And for you, I know you recently talked about fasting. Like you fast for like 5 days in a row. Is that the same? I mean, you challenge your body. You have for a long, long time. Is that the same with you? Do you feel that same crazy connection when you push yourself?
Well, you know, and it's funny because most people, right?
Yeah.
They call themselves religious, right? But they don't even follow the Bible. Let's be honest. They don't even follow the Bible. The Bible is telling you to fast. The Bible is telling you to eat food that you're supposed to eat. The Bible is telling you to do not eat food that you're not supposed to eat. For example, like it becomes a delicacy, and I hope you don't get offended.
I don't get offended by anything.
But it becomes a delicacy to eat roaches.
I'm not offended, but I'm not eating roaches.
So let me ask you a question. Don't be offended.
Okay, I'm never offended.
Do you eat lobster?
Lobster? I like lobster, but I don't eat it like on a regular basis, but it's good. It tastes good. Are you going to tell me I'm a bad person because I eat lobster?
No, I didn't say that. I'm saying like with all these bottom feeders from the sea that people nowadays they call them delicacy. You eating just a bunch of roaches, bro. And the Bible's telling you to not eat none of that. But
yeah. Do you eat roaches?
No, I don't eat no roaches. I'm actually right now. I don't even eat fruit.
What do you eat?
I only eat eggs, honey.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of bread.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Italian bread. The Italian bread is the one that I could eat.
Yeah.
I'm actually maybe cheese, steak. Because the rest, everything is just a joke.
Singh has a message for you. I think this is Singh. He apparently eats roaches. Saying we learned something new about you, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Say it again. He will see me at the.
I'm assuming that he loves roaches, and he is now going to pull you from the card because you don't eat them. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I'm just educating him, and I'm just letting him know that whatever roaches you're eating, especially now, like you know how much plastics and how much shit is on the bottom of the sea, and all these bottom feeders are eating it. Think about it. Let that sink. Like plastics and a bunch of garbage in there. I'm just helping you out. I mean, you can get offended or you cannot. I'm just letting you know that all these bottom feeders are denied by the Bible. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And nowadays it becomes, look at this guy, right? He gets offended for me. It's just kind of like saying something that is true.
Yeah.
But nowadays everybody gets offended for everything.
That's what I want to talk about.
Who says it, by the way?
Yeah. Actually, that's what I want to talk about, because that's the part of this that I'm listening to. Because here's the thing. You keep saying, like, don't get offended. I'm like, why? I mean, whether I like it or not, whether I agree with you or not, I mean, being offended.
Well, you're probably one of the kind, because nowadays everybody gets offended. Anything that you say up there, everybody gets offended.
Here's what I Yeah, here's what I think about getting offended. Tell me if you agree, okay? I feel like if you get offended by what somebody else thinks or says, you are literally giving your power to them in that moment, and you're completely getting you are not fully in control of your own will, because you are allowing somebody else's opinions or thoughts or whatever have power over your feelings. To me, that is the weakest thing that you could possibly do, is to actually be offended by something that somebody else says. Now,
I simply gotta say, betas are the one that gets offended, because
who?
the reality is very simple.
Who?
We betas.
Oh.
It's called betas.
Okay.
I get offended with everything. I get offended. If you don't go through the experience, if you don't go for hardships, whether it's relationship, training, sparring, life in general, if you don't go for hardships,
Yeah.
do you think on the other side is gonna be easy?
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be easy.
Right.
Look, let me give you a story.
I
Right?
totally see what you're saying. I'm following you, completely following you. Yes.
Let me give you a story. I know this guy in Australia. Little chubby. His family worth about 400 billion. Rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Born in a super rich family.
Yeah.
He can't go through a relationship. It's too hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
They want me. He dump a ton of money, and I saying to him the same thing that I was saying to you, like, brother, you buying these chicks with money.
Yeah.
You give them this, you give them that, and the reality is, like, you need to gain a person that loves you for you.
Mm-hmm.
You buy them gift that is just stupid for me. For my opinion, stupid. The amount of money that he spent on gift he gives it all.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he cannot keep a girl.
Yeah.
Because you should try to buy the girl with gift, with stuff. So that's why I love this, journey that I'm going through struggle, to understand life a little better, to understand that things that you buy easy, it won't last.
Right.
Now they say, yeah, you go to Miami
Mm-hmm.
and you can get any girl
Yeah.
with money, but then the same way you get this girl with money, the same way somebody else tomorrow gonna go and get the same girl with money. That's your house.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You gotta work hard for your shit.
Yeah.
Including women.
Yeah. I agree with you. And here's the thing, like, I totally follow you, because it's like, if you're somebody who, like, gets offended, or you want to walk into a room and have everyone cater to you, and
you're gonna gain that shit.
You're gonna, what's gonna happen?
Own that shit.
Yeah, you're building you're creating a soft soul. And if you, like you said, if you're able to handle, disagreeing with somebody, like somebody says something that maybe you don't like or whatever, you can handle it and you can get through hardships. You're creating, like, a much more resilient person. And that's literally you. You're as resilient.
For me, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Respect is on. And if you cannot own a girl by you, I tell everybody on Instagram, on everywhere I am, I'm broke. Because I know I have a trust in myself, and I don't need to gain acceptance from any bitch.
Yeah.
So I tell them I'm broke. Leave. I got no money for you. That wasn't me all the time, but it cost me a lot of money. It cost me a lot of effort to get this way. Because now I don't care. I had nothing to prove.
Yeah.
And I tell the bitches right now, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Because it's easier that way. You gotta save me a problem. Because like these betas up there, especially in Miami, they get upset when a woman leave them.
Yeah.
When the women take advantage of it. Stop crying for the problems that you created.
Yeah.
You create that problem. You bought the girl with money. You try to you try to influence a girl, for the shit that you supposedly have.
Yeah.
You don't have that. All that shit is a finesse, but they try to impress. Do you think they don't know that? they just playing the game.
Okay. This isn't changing the subject. This is actually keeping this into the conversation, but I want to know, as a fighter, as a fierce fighter, right? You go into each fight with a certain amount of, there has to be some genuine rage behind the speed and power and technique that you're using. Do you all the shit that's going on in your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's, work related, whatever it is, do you have this special, would you say you have like a special ability to harness all that shit and use it for execution when you go into the fight? Harness it
before, because my family never liked me, and my dad hated me, and my mom hated me, and I had so much anger. But I was a very angry kid everywhere, and I ended up like figuring it out, like that wasn't good for me, because when you're angry as a fighter, shit doesn't go right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see, but most of the fighters that are the best fighters are very methodical, very technical, very, it's a game, it's an art.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, again, I was like that at one point, but I ended up, figuring it out. Like, you win your fight by skill. You don't win your fight by anger. And I apply that into my life, my last fights, and it works perfectly. But more important for my life,
Mm-hmm.
Because your reflection, what is inside is aside.
Yeah.
When you're stressed, you express your stress. We spoke about that.
Yep.
When you got that pressure inside, you express it. Somehow you gotta express it.
Yep.
And people feel that. The universe is mental.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of people talking about like, oh, the earth is flat, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that though?
A lot of people out there, they make their own Instagram account just based on the earth is flat or not. The earth, by the way, the earth is not flat.
Thank you.
No, it's not even wrong either.
What is it?
The earth is mental.
Oh, I see.
We live in a mental space. Everything is mental. We don't even know that you're here. Your 5 cents, which is expressed in your face, or your fingers, your 5 cents. That's why Jesus Christ says, take no thought.
Yeah.
Which is like your breath, your mouth, your eyes, your 5 senses are connected to the mind.
Mm-hmm.
The mind.
Right.
So it's a projection from the mind, what you see at the front. You don't even know you're here or not. Nobody knows.
I don't know anything right now.
Check the word. Words don't lie. And I said this to a lot of people. Words don't lie.
Yeah.
Okay? The universe.
Yeah.
You inverse.
Yeah.
So we are all connected. It's a connected mind. That we are connected. We don't know where we anyways.
So what you're saying,
hypothetically think like you're here.
Yeah.
But what you see is a reflection of your brain.
Right. So what you're saying, if I'm getting this all correctly, is you are.
I'm too deep. That's why sometimes I don't even like
to
talk about anything.
No, I get what you're saying.
We have so many educated people now that all they think is about booty and pizza. So we have to be limited we have to be limited even to talk a little bit too deep.
No, it's not too deep. I followed you. Okay, tell me if this is what you're saying. I feel like what you're saying is early on when you first started fighting, you were operating with a lot of emotion. You had, it sounds like a really rough childhood. You were violent, and you did
my dad would beat me up every day for no reason. He come drunk every day and beat the shit out of me for no reason at all.
Yeah, that's
break
horrible.
my scalp like over 20 times.
I'm so sorry.
Everything.
And that, obviously you had a lot of anger and you took that to fighting. You were naturally so good, but over time you realized that that wasn't necessarily making you the most skilled fighter. It took you so far.
I had the reflection of other people.
Yeah.
And this is now that's why I became a philosopher, because I needed to find answers. And what is the reflection inside of you goes outside of you. As above, so below.
Yeah.
As inside is outside. As within, as without.
So you as a fighter now, you have taken all of that wisdom. So you have learned over time that the rage only gets you so far. Your skill has had to kick in, and now you are a lot more of a skilled fighter. You are a lot more strategic.
Yeah.
And
remember the sport is called martial arts.
Yeah.
It's an art.
Yeah.
So every single time that you go against the name of things, you mistaken. It's an art. It's an art of fighting. Doesn't matter if it's fighting. It's still an art.
It's an art.
So you have to always follow the words. So the words are very deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I know if you we've been talking so far, but I follow the words.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep saying to a lot of people, everything is mental. When you look the words, you gotta understand that everything is mental. Government, they govern your mind. That's what I'm saying. Everything is mental. They govern your mind. Firmament. Right now, everybody's into the firmament. Firmament. The firmament. Nobody get out of the firmament because it's a firm mind. It's a firm mind. It's in you. It's within you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Man, mind. Man, mind. Everything is mental. And when you follow the words, you understand the truth. This is some of the things that I studied in philosophy. They're gonna give you the answer is in the words. The words are the explanation of everything. You know, I hate a lot of people that now they're into aliens. A lie. End the story. Aliens, end the story. A lie. The truth is in the words.
What if it was called Truthians?
Nah, they cannot. They have to say the truth.
Or Aurelians.
By the command, they have to say the truth. And it's the same way with religion.
Yeah.
The religion is nothing more than an explanation. A philosopher. I'm a philosopher that I am. Let me explain this to the people out there. A religion is beautiful because it's a revelation of yourself, whether it's the good or the bad. Is evil, which is evil. The definition of evil is devour from the higher mind, from the good, which is the goodest in your mind, and you devour the higher you to the lower you. And that's why it's called devil or devil, because you devour from the Lord, that the Lord is in your higher self, in your self-conscious up there, to your lower self. That's why it says in the Bible, Husbands, love your wife. Not everybody has a wife. It's your inner self. It's your right side of your brain. Your self-conscience. That is your wife. So that's why they say, love your wife as you love yourself, or as Christ loved the church. The church is the body. The body is the church. You can go and look it up philosophically, because the beautiful thing about the Bible is that it's a beautiful book based on astrology, based on philosophy, based on physics. That's why we call atom. This atom is Adam. Atom, the electric force, which is we, the men, are the atoms. We take action. The women is the Eve, even the balance. The women is the magnetic. The magnetic is even. Magnetic, electric, magnetic. All of this, you gotta study philosophy to understand the truth.
Yeah. You have there's a lot to unpack. I might have to have you back because we have a lot. I feel like there's still so much that I want to talk to you about. And can you believe we've already been talking for an hour? This is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I keep myself on my own, because the reality is that I had no time for this nonsense, motherfuckers. This guy, for example, like this guy, forbidden knowledge, right? The forbidden knowledge guy. He talks about everything. None of these Egyptian goddess existed.
Yeah.
None of these Egyptian goddesses is a metaphor. Oh, thought, the king thought, the thought is your brain, your mind that flies, that can go places, that thinks about things, and it can be there. The thought in your mind, the thought, that's why it's a bird, because the bird, it was based, they metaphorically, they used to paint the bird or an eagle representing the mind, because the mind can fly. They can fly high. They can go anywhere. Same as the eagle. The eagle can fly high. They can go places. That's why every governmental has the eagle. America has the eagle. England has the eagle. The Roman Empire had the eagle, because it represents the mind. And we are all connected through the mind, because it's a mental. It's only one mind, God's mind, that we are all connected to the mind. That's why I gave you the names. Man, feminine, him, I am, I, the mind, I.
Man, Hector. Woo!
Like I say, like I said, when I say like philosopher, and people say like I'm talking shit, take me to the test.
No, you got.
And bring me the forbidden knowledge idiot that talks about so many stupid shit that and the people listen to that clown.
Yeah. No, you know what? This is your thought process, is how you figure out what you're doing and how you're moving, and this is what everybody wants to know. But as we are coming to a close, which I'm bummed out, but we're gonna be in touch, so that's cool.
I hope that didn't burn a couple cells right now.
You what?
I hope I didn't burn a few cells right now.
You didn't burn what? No, you didn't burn any brain cells. They're all still here. I might have actually gained some brain cells here. We've added brain cells actually.
No, I know. I was just playing jokes, because most of the times, like, people nowadays, they're just so dumb.
Yeah.
That just give me a piece of booty.
Yeah. No.
That's all they care about. Give me a pizza and a booty.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll talk more about that. But I do, okay, as we making me laugh so hard. As we come to a close, I want to know, you have so many people that do love you and follow you, and you do have, I've seen your page, you have, you know, younger fighters that really look up to you, that like to learn from you. What would, I want you to have the final word, and what would your message be to all of your fans and people who love you so much? What would your message be to them?
My message to be, and I need to start getting deep in this, because honestly, this is a most. This is a most, and I think I probably believe like this is being my call for a long time. My call is, you know, when I look back my past, you know, for parents that didn't like me and hated me, and I used to question myself all the time and say like, why my own parents don't like me?
Mhm.
Why my own parents hate me? And that's why I understood that we are the family. Oh, no connection.
Oh, I'm here. I see you. Hector, hello.
Bye.
Oh. All right. Well, we did get some final words from him, and I just want to say to everybody who came to watch, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to stay up so you can watch the whole thing later if you want to. And until next time, it was great having you, and I will see you all later.